Okay, the first thing we're going to have to do is take the cap off of the brake fluid reservoir, because as we squeeze in the calipers it will create less room in the system and back the fluid up to here. So we want to make sure that it does. Alright, the first thing we need to do is take the lug nut, loosen lug nuts up before we lift the car off, the Jeep off of the ground. And some of them are kind of tight. Okay. Okay. That's good. Feel it? Okay, we're going to jack the Jeep up now and put stand underneath it. There it is. I like to let it down, use the stand and the jack. Okay. Okay, now we're going to take the lug nuts off, and we should be able to get them off since the Jeep is off of the ground. And okay, there's two 13mm bolts holding in the caliper, one up top and one down below, and they've already been loosened up. All you need to do is take them off. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is take the caliper off. Just gotta muscle it. Okay. Set that here. You don't want to hang this down because it'll mess up your brake line here, and that's a whole nother job. Next thing we're going to do is take the rotor off, and should just come off, but it's not. It rusted on there pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a hammer and we're going to pound on it to see if we can get it off. Stop. They always used to say, if you can't fix it with a hammer, you need a bigger hammer. There it goes. Alright, they put a nice light coat of oil on here to make sure it doesn't rust. So we got to remove that. We don't want that on our brakes. And you get the other side too. Alright, first thing we're going to do is take the outside brake pad off, and we're going to leave the inside one on because we've got to compress the caliper. Brake pad's worn down, and the new brake pad is going to be a lot thicker. So we've got to create room, and you'll probably just need to go ahead and take it all the way down till it's flush. So it'll be a little bit. This is where you're going to lose fluid at the top of your reservoir. So if you want to keep an eye on it, you can put a rag around it if it's getting close to the top. Oh, there it goes. We're just going to put a towel up there. Catch it. I know I could probably just funnel it out, but I'll go ahead and just catch it here. I can take the other brake pad off and shoot the other one back on. And this one back on. Alrighty. I'm going to clean off some dirt here. This is where the brake pads sit, on the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to hit it with some brake cleaner, clean it off. Nope, brake cleaner. Put some grease here. It comes in a little package. I always seem to forget this, and I never can find the last package that I had. But I remember this time. Okay, now we're going to take the rotor back on, keeping our greasy fingers off of the brake area. Put this on here to hold it. Okay, we're going to put the caliper back on. We're going to hook it here, and the two bolts that we took out on the caliper, they've got a little spring load on. We need to push those back so they go back on over the top. If it's not going on, it's because those are not pushed back. So push those back and it should slide on just like that. Okay, next we got to put the bolts back in the caliper, and if they need to be jiggled around a little bit to get lined up, I already lined them up before I started the video, so make it look like I knew what I was doing. And then we just tighten it back up. Okay, now we're going to put the tire back on, and okay, now that the lug nuts are tight, we're going to lower it down and finish tightening them up. Okay, now if you were doing this properly, you would get your torque wrench and you'd make sure it was torqued somewhere between 90 to 110. But I'm going to just tighten these up for now. Say our fluid's at the top, we'll take a little fluid out after we've driven around a little bit, because that'll cause it to go back down. Then we'll check our fluid level again.